Okay, shall we start?
Yes, I think we can start, Raj.
Okay, good evening all from India and greetings of the day from ASQ. Today, Dr. Ora is going to cover the topic on the sustainability, and we are delighted to have him on this session. Just a quick agenda for everyone's understanding. So today, I'm Raj Jogdankar. I'm going to cover the welcoming the participants and introducing the India section, ASQ India section members, and then followed by Mr. Nital Javeri, who is going to talk about the ASQ India and what we are doing in ASQ India section. Mr. Jay Patel is going to introduce Dr. Ora as a keynote speaker. Then I think we are eager to hear and learn from Dr. Ora about sustainability and change management. Then Susanta Bhuvan is going to cover the question and answer. Whenever participants are going to raise their question, so they have to drop in the chat box, which will be again with the time permission. We are going to cover some of the question marks. If it is not covered, then we will also try to respond through the mail communication or WhatsApp. And then we are going to have a quick feedback from the participants, followed by the certificate for claiming RU. And Mr. Jay Patel is going to take the vote of thanks and eventually the virtual group photo. So this is a quick agenda for today's session. With this, I request. With this, I'll just quickly introduce the team member. As you know that ASQ India section, it's working under a regional, RAIN region, and it is regional director of the RAIN is Mr. Sachin Kumar Garg, and the deputy director of RAIN region is Mr. Nital Javeri. He's also chairing in ASQ India section. That's about Mr. Nital Javeri. Then Miss Jankhana Broker, she's secretary and membership chair. She also takes care of the program chair. And then we have members who are actually helping us and supporting us with the multiple initiatives. So rather than going through their individual chairs, so I'll just quickly introduce Sitaraman Kadarappa. He's a treasurer. Dr. Rajesh Jain is a nominating chair and audit chair as well. Then Raj Jognankar, I am event chair. Then Jay Patel is there. He is also esteemed and veteran in the industry. Dr. Vaishali is also there, and Sushanta Bhuvan. So all the team members who are actually helping and driving us to make ASQ India section bigger and bigger day by day. Thank you. So with this, I request Mr. Jay Patel to introduce Dr. Ora. Although this slide is just a representation, I think Jay Patel is going to introduce the way he wants. Over to you, Jay Patel.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So it is our pleasure and honor to introduce a great personality of India, actually, and of course, he's in the USA, Dr. Manu Vora. Not only he has done outstanding contribution in education, but in a social and professional services. So I'm going to point out he has a 50 years of leadership experience, of course, guiding Fortune 500 company. He's right now running a consulting company. 32 years, he's been adjunct faculty in two universities in Chicago area. He has delivered 1,400 presentation, and imagine 75 articles, 50 blog posts. Outstanding, you know. Of course, he has given so many talks in ESQ, TED Talks, and IIT as well. He has, you wouldn't believe, soft skill program delivered to 1.2 million people. Amazing. Such a, thing is not possible for anybody. He's a Fulbright specialist from U.S. Department of State. A real thing is I like that he is the founder and a president of Blind Foundation of India. Of course, he's raised $7 million. Not only that, he's really made thousands of blind people so that they can see. That is outstanding contribution he has done. Of course, he has a 2 bachelor degree, master degree, MBA, PhD, and IIT in Chicago. Deliver so many sessions in academy, 48 sessions at AICET, at Tel Academy. He is peer reviewed, 6 medal in equality. He reached all the way to the vice president level. And I know him since last 30 years. Outstanding professional contribution, amazing. And of course, he has a 40 award for lifelong selfless community service. The jewel of India, as pointed out, Indo-American personality book. So, hey, let us have Dr. Manu Vora, such a great personality and a great person who has done everything for the world. Go ahead, Manu.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Dr.
Go ahead.
Vora, it's my mistake. Actually, I broke little flow. So before you taking up the session, I request Nital Bhai to introduce about ASQ section and what you do, what we do. So Nital Bhai, over to you. I'm extremely sorry for this mistake.
No, I think let us now go with the flow. So let
Okay.
Dr. Manu Vora continue, and then we will cover that later on at the end of the session.
Okay.
No
Okay.
problem.
Yeah, over to
Okay.
you, Dr. Vora. I'm extremely sorry for this
Okay,
inconvenience.
thank you. Thank you, Jai Bhai, for a wonderful introduction. Very kind of you. Want to congratulate the executive committee at the ASQ India section level, specifically Nital Bhai, Raj, Shushanta, and especially Jankana for doing tremendous work in terms of the flyer, the invitation, and keeping track of everything. And thank you, Sitaram, for holding the purse for the ASQ India section. Thank you, Dr. Jain, for coming to the session. We have known each other for a long time, so thank you
Yes, sir.
to have this in
Thanks.
the session. And I want to welcome all the participants who have joined remotely. Now, I'm sure most of you know through research that only 30% of the transformation succeed. The rest fail. So the purpose of the presentation is to explore the factors which leads to success or the failure. And I had the honor to deliver 4 one-week sessions in Egypt on the ground in Cairo for the government officers on change management. That was a unique experience in 2009, 2010. And based on that 160 hours of work, the presentation is boiled down to 60 minutes for everyone's benefit. And I want to stress that the change management, I have not
Manu
presented.
sir, sorry to interrupt. Your slides and video is not visible.
Yes, so the slides are not presented yet. I'm just setting up the session.
Okay.
And I'll do it in a minute. And I'm going to stop the video for preserving the bandwidth. Otherwise, sometimes the bandwidth goes away. And at a personal level also, we can use the change management. So in 2011, I had a health situation. I was grounded for several weeks. Decided to start walking and started with 10,000 steps. So in last 14 years, I've kept up and lost 30 pounds of weight, which is allowing me to be more agile and do more things for the society. So the change is not just at the professional level, it can be at the personal level as well. So with that brief input, let me share the presentation.
That's great. This is the inspiration for all of us.
Thank you, Jai Bhai.
Yeah, indeed.
So the presentation is in 3 parts. First part, I'll cover the principles. Second part, practices. And in the third part, we will take a look at some successful change management models. So as shown here, we'll define the change and a quote on a change. Now, why do we need the change management? What are some of the pillars of success? Basic change management model. One of the authority in change management is Professor John Carter from Harvard Business School. Change management success comes from where, and bring in the McKinsey's 7S model for organization alignment, and bring in the organization life cycle in the context of change management. So let's begin the journey. So very happy to share in the last 40 years, I've seen 16 change management journey through either leading or coaching. So in the education sector in the US and India, specifically last 5 years working with AICTE for National Education Policy 2020 implementation, the government level, government of Egypt and Turkey, and the corporate, professional society, including ASQ, and in the non-profit, including the Blind Foundation for India mentioned by Jai Bhai. Following the Baldrige Performance Excellence Framework since '89, when I was with AT&T Bell Labs, and since 2008, designed, delivered project management and risk management courses on a global basis. We covered the Egypt portion already. So here is a quote on a change from Heraclitus, the Greek philosopher. He says the only thing that is constant is change, and nothing endures but the change. And this, you should reflect upon it. Change is the only constant. Our own Mahatma Gandhi mentioned about the change, that be the change you wish to see in the world. Charity begins at home. You don't ask others to change unless you are ready to change yourself. Sure, you may have seen this serenity prayer on the change. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, what is the requirement for the change at the organization and operational level? A lot of time we want to reduce the cost in an organization or improve the revenue on the other side. We want to solve the problems, look for new opportunities, align the work with the strategy, and streamline the information flow. Now, once the change is determined, it needs to be done, it will impact the processes, the system, the structure, and the job roles will be revised. How do we define the change? The change management, the biggest thing we need to remember is with the change management, there's a big impact on the employees. So the processes, tools, and techniques to manage the people side of the change is the big issue. And change management will help individual make successful personal transitions from the current state to the future state. So transformation is a journey akin to going to Mount Everest and coming back safely at the base camp, which will require planning, preparation, and training. Examples of some transformation change, starting with steam engine in 1801 from England, telephone, radio, television, then the Great Depression hit in 1929, fax machine, internet, Google search engine, iPhone, global financial crisis, and then the COVID hit in 2020. So at the India scene in the education arena, biggest transformation upon us is the NEP 2020 to be implemented by 2035. And if you look at the landscape, there's no systematic progress at 5 years out, only 10 left. And the joke will be at 2035, we'll ask, where is NEP 2020 again? And restart the cycle, which is again a challenge for all of us to do something better for NEP 2020 implementation. Now, this is fundamental for any leader who is trying to start the change journey. Need to ask these 5 questions. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing it now? And how it is going to impact me and my organization. This will allow the leader to assess the organization's readiness for change. And last 2 questions, how will we work together to make it happen? And what do I need to do to prepare myself? Will allow the leader to gauge organization capability to drive the change. A lot of time you may have observed within your own organization, change journey begins, but these questions are not asked. So people are not on the same page. So there are 3 pillars of success for a change management. Leadership, which provides the direction and they create the change. Talent management, where employees implement the change. And project management as a backbone to facilitate the change. So, lessons in leadership. It's all about influencing, igniting, and inspiring ordinary people to do extraordinary things. Influence, ignite, and inspire. So, what do the leaders do? They define the purpose, create the vision, identify key strategies, allocate right resources, and achieve results through people. Very important, leadership is all about walking the talk. It's not what you say, but what you do that matters at the end of the day. Second component, talent management. Teamwork is extremely important. Beautiful work by Patrick Lencioni on 5 dysfunctions of a team. So once a team is formed, it's up to the team leader to ensure that none of the 5 dysfunctions are present. Create the trust among team members by sharing your strengths and weaknesses. Do not have a fear of conflict and don't create artificial harmony. Speak up your items, and collectively everybody's input should count to make a decision on what to work on. When team lead assigns task and a subtask, there should be crystal clear clarity and there is no ambiguities, then people can commit to getting it done. Avoidance of accountability can be handled by holding people accountable for their work, task and a subtask, and do not have your big status and ego by not functioning as a member of the team and just sitting there occupying the chair. We are in for a short YouTube on excellence in teamwork by formation of Blue Angel Plane team. The people who run this program how much teamwork they display. So let's enjoy that.
Fox, Mo, updated Windsor 240 at 10. We own the airfield and airspace. You are clear for takeoff. Have a good one. Thanks, Mo. Clear for takeoff. Hello, ready to go, boss. Fox, we're clear for takeoff. The wind 240 at 10. It's all wind crosswind. Check your fucking break off. Check your set. Check your nose steering on. Maneuver, night, and navigation. Okay. Coming up, let's roll. Oh, that's fun. Updated Windsor 240 at 10. We own the airfield and airspace. You are clear for takeoff. Have a good one. Thanks, roll. Clear for takeoff. Hello, ready to go. We're clear for takeoff. The wind 240 at 10. It's all wind crosswind. Check your fucking break off. Check your set. Check your nose steering on. Maneuver, night, and navigation. Okay. Coming up here on 9. Let's roll. Oh, that's wrong.
That was beautifully captured how much teamwork is needed to achieve the change and manage your event successfully. The next item is the project management. So one of the issue is only 30% of the transformation or the change journey succeed, because one of the three component is the project management. And as we all know, project management, only 30% of the projects are successful. So that's the root cause of the issue. Now, beautiful article from MIT Sloan Management Review. How do you go from 30% success to 100% success all the way for your projects, where leaders have to overcome 5 crises of silence, plan around the facts, provide support as a sponsor for the project team, be faithful to the project management process, honestly assess progress and the risk, and ensure that you are pulling your weight and serving as a member of the team. So out of 6-7 member team, if 1 or 2 are slacking off, the team is dysfunctional and the output of the project will be suboptimal. Want to share the change management model? 4 components. First, determine the need for change, prepare and plan for change, implement the change, and sustain the change. All 4 in that sequence are very important. Only change what needs to be changed. Do thorough planning and preparation. Then roll up your sleeve, execute, and put focus on sustaining the change for a long time. So as I mentioned up front, Professor John Cotter is the father of change management, Professor Emeritus, Harvard Business School. He has written a number of books on change management. And he gives a 8-step of change shown here. Step 1, sense of urgency and create a guiding coalition. Then create a vision and the strategy and communicate the change vision. Empower employees for broad-based action and generate the short-term wins. Consolidate gains and produce more change and anchor new approaches in the culture. These 8 steps align with the 4 items I just shared in the previous slide. Here are the resources: Leading Change by John Cotter. And keep in mind that the project means something unknown, transformation journey, lot of time, unknown territory. You need to manage the risk of the project very well. Here is the book by Tom Kendrick. I have used it in my courses on risk management. Wonderful work. So observation is, for a change journey to succeed, you need 3 C's to work in collaboration. CEO, which lead the change, CFO, which manage the change, the finances, and CPO, Chief People Officer, who manage the talent. Now, these 3 are generally in place at the corporate level, but in academic settings, CPO is missing. Need to think about having the vice president or the equivalent of a registrar for the people side of the issue. Here is a wonderful model done by McKinsey, published by Harvard Business School on 7S model. In the center, you can fill in the strategies, leadership. 3 items at below are the talent management, skills, shared value, and style. And top 3 bubbles are the project management, staffing, structure, and system. So when we started, 3 pillars of success: leadership, talent management, and project management, they all come together. This is another fundamental concept we need to think about, that if you want to do a change, you have to unfreeze the current condition by recognizing the need for change, go through transition, and then refreeze the new behavior. So simple example could be, you are having documentation on paper, you want to reduce that and change it to online documentation. You take away all the paper copies, allow people access to the online system, which is updated and kept current. So essentially you burn the bridge. And the old way of doing things is no longer accepted. And the last concept we want to see in the principles of the change management is the organization life cycle. And this applies both at the professional and personal level. So we go through these stages for any organization, startup, reach the peak, and then keep sliding down. And it happens at the health level as well for individual basis. So remembering the organization life cycle curve. If you are on the left side on the growth size, you would like to change when you are in the growth side. When you are at the peak, you need to think about a change. And when you are declining, you must change. Otherwise, the death is certain. So we have just concluded the first segment, the CM principles. Now we'll quickly run through CM practices, wrap it up with several best practice examples of change management in various domains. So define sustainability, strategic view of change management, education, corporate professional, Baldrige winners and the government sector, the change management models, and with the success key references. And one more request I have for everyone on the webinar, think of taking 2 key takeaways from the session. So sustainability is maintaining our triple bottom line, the economic, environmental, and social, which is also known as a profit, planet, and people. And there are 3 international standards, ISO 9000 economic, 14,000 environmental, and ISO 26,000 social standard to lead the sustainable development. Think about Charles Darwin. He says it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. So we need to keep this in mind. Some basic stats. Out of 5,000 US publicly traded company, 100 years or old, only less than 10% are having the same name. Others have been bought over or have perished. The 5 factors that leads to corporate longevity are organization's culture, the core and unique strengths they protect, relationship with business partners, how they develop employees, including leadership succession, and their leadership with the local community. So here is a list of 100 corporations that will survive 100 years across the world in western side of the world. Eastern side was not considered in this article. So the UK leads the chart here, and none of the dot-com companies and some of the flashing companies will be surviving 100 years. Now, McKinsey conducted many surveys, and this is a snapshot of one of the survey of 3,200 executives. Their motivation for change was good to great performance, reducing the cost and turning around a crisis. And targeting the success was successful when 75% success came when they had a well-defined financial or operational term for the change. And very important, the visibility of CEO or the business unit leader. When they were visible, 70% of the time they were successful. So their presence is absolutely critical. It cannot be delegated down. Survey continues how to communicate at 63% successful when you share the problems and the successes at the same time. And the successful company will use more techniques compared to unsuccessful companies, specifically creating short-term wins, celebrating successes, and creating symbolic actions. So why change program fail? 30% change program only succeed. Here are the odds of transformation success. If you have a compelling story, if you do role modeling, you have a reinforcing mechanisms and ability to build the capability by providing the employees the right skills and knowledge, they can carry out the change successfully. So things to remember are what motivates management doesn't motivate most of your employees. And in general, people like to write their own story instead of simply following the one you tell. So one suggestion for all the leaders, including ASQ leadership team, listen more than talk. So talk less and listen more. Corporate transformation and crisis. Let's quickly review. IBM went through several versions of transformations. The big one was under Lou Gerstner, who kept the hardware, services, and software intact altogether to deliver top-to-bottom technology solutions. Apple, where Steve Jobs had two innings, 76 to 85, came back in 97 and departed in 2011 when he passed away. Citigroup, during John Reed's time, they combined banking, insurance, and security investment firm. So to achieve a transformation without a crisis, the leaders need to understand what makes individuals and groups transform their view of reality. So 4 conditions must be met. So everybody is an actor and observer at the same time. The individual should cross the threshold of conviction to embrace the new future, and they should have a direct, non-abstract experience, and the change process should allow redundancy and control. There are a few examples for you to review. I'll take one on the Ford Motor Company one. So they wanted to define the global transformation program, started creating a teaching workshop and collect the teachable point of view from one session. It will be taken over to the next session where more teachable point of views were added. And this program was given worldwide for the Ford Motor Company to ensure that the change is sustainable. So strategic view of the change management is you need to have an assessment and action. Assessment is to ensure that you have the right people who are able to carry out the change. They are ready to take the charge, and whatever action they are taking, there is a necessary support to make the change happen. Now I'll take the last part of the presentation. 5 specific example: Harvard Business School, first 100 years academic; corporate IBM's first 100 years, the big blue; our own ASQ certification process improvement; Egyptian process export help desk, and the US Baldrige winners, multiple winners, major transformation. So Harvard Business Review opened its gate in 1908 in Harvard Business School for teaching, research, and publishing for the global enterprise. Their initial motto was helping people make a decent profit decently. Their new mission now is to educate leaders who make a difference in the world. As shown in the next bullet, they went through a lot of new innovative practices, and they are the leaders in the world. They introduced the case study method for teaching, which I have adopted it in my 32 years of teaching as well. And they are poised to take the next 100 years forward. IBM 1911, it started under senior and junior Watson. Almost 50 years were controlled by them. They went through again a lot of innovation, various products down the line. Their biggest thing is their motto to think. And one thing we all need to remember as a management people or person who is working in any domain, It's not just enough to start acting on the issues. We should take enough time to do planning and thinking. Look at Dr. Deming's cycle: plan, do, study, and act. That planning and thinking time is very important. And they are poised to take the IBM for the next 100 years, building on their foundation. Now, 1968, ASQ started giving certification. Now they are offering it in 15 to 16 different areas. Initially, it was all paper copies. I took the test in 1988. I was promised it will take 8 weeks. My results came after 13 weeks. That's the first data point in red. Was working with AT&T in quality improvement department, quality management department. Joined ASQ certification committee, volunteered to lead the improvement cycle for certification process, whereby benchmarking and working on Motorola's philosophy of cycle time reduction and AT&T's total quality management philosophy. We brought it down from 88 to 93 in 5 years, 13 weeks to 3 weeks, still using the paper copy for the testing. And the lines in blue shows the capacity tripling 2000 to 6300. So when you improve your cycle time, your capacity improves without any extra people needed to manage the process. This was written up in the Quality Progress magazine, and it was shared at the board of directors meeting as well. So for the change management project certificate program in Egypt, one of the team did the project on export help desk. Picture on the left was the current reality. A person wanted to do export to US, had to go through so many different agencies and waste a lot of time. This team came up with the innovative idea to create an export help desk. When a person who is interested in export will go to that single point of contact, and they will direct that person to appropriate contacts to carry out their mission. Simplification and managing the interfaces and reducing the interference by government agencies to get the task done. That's how they managed to get the change process done. And the Minister of Communication was in attendance. He was very pleased with the effort done by the team. Last item under Baldrige criteria. As we all know, the 7 criteria has been revised now in 2025 to include more categories. I wanted to just throw the spotlight on multiple winners of the Baldrige Award. Again, winning a Baldrige Award like going to the Mount Everest and coming back, major transformation. Very delighted to be at AT&T for 17 and a half years, AT&T Bell Labs, where we won 3 Baldrige Awards, Cargill 3, Mesa 3, and Midway USA 3. Rest were at least 2 winners, 2 times winners of the Baldrige Award. To wrap up, remember AMA, ability determines what you are capable of doing. Motivation will determine how you do it. Attitude will determine how well you can do it. In order for you to have a successful change, you need to engage your 3 H's. Heart for include your emotions, engage your ideas and logic, and roll up your sleeve and implement. Leadership, as we saw earlier, is a catalyst of change. Influence, ignite, and inspire ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And the leadership ability is to translate the vision into action and action into next level of vision for sustainable change management. We have one short YouTube on change is good. You go first. After that, we'll take the questions. Good chat. Beautiful way to recap what we have just discussed. Lots of great references by John Carter, good books by Patrick Lencioni, and a number of other things shown here. So kindly write down at least one key takeaway in the chat box, and time permitting, few of them will be read. We are ready for question and answer.
Thank you, Manushar, for the nice session. I will take through the questions. So first is the Satya Narayan. So with the recording of or the slide, we shared with the participant for future reference. Nitalji, slides are, I think you are put in the YouTube that training
Yeah, we can
sessions.
put this in YouTube, and yeah, we can put it the recordings in the YouTube channel.
And also my presentation is okay to share with every attendees here, so feel free to share it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir,
My
very
pleasure.
much. Second question is from Jay, sir. Why new education policy 2020 is not implemented by states in India? How will the policy will work in era of AI?
Yeah. So that's a loaded question, Jai Bhai.
Yeah.
Several states on the southern side of India have decided not to use NEP 2020 at all. I've given talks in Tamil Nadu, in Karnataka, etc., where the government has decided not to use it. So that's a sad story to start. If it is national education policy, it should be uniform for the entire India. And if it is implemented well, it's a game changer and it will bring tremendous value to make India the Vishwaguru. So I'll leave it at that. It's a political questions in the sense we cannot solve it until the government decide to work together and do something good for United India. Next question, please.
I
Yes, sir.
notice
So,
also, Manu, I notice also in
Mhm.
Gujarati one not being implemented, even though part of the BJP. So
Yeah,
it is not. My point is there is something at the school level and also the management level. There is some roadblock. I'm not in the about knowledge about that, but
yeah.
that's something should look into. Yeah.
Yes, it is being looked at. I have a number of presentations, one coming up in Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya on 16th of November. Those of you who are interested can join in. It's a free webinar, hour and a half, coming up 9:30 to 11 India time on Sunday, where everybody is free. 16th November, I'll share the link with appropriate people. So just to keep it short, issue is the top leaders, the vice chancellor, directors, principal.
Mm.
Most of them are not enlightened about NEP 2020 and they are not taking the leadership role as needed. So they need to be taught what is sustainability, what is NEP 2020, what it requires. Next
Mm-hmm.
level down, the deans and department head who are really going to implement it, they need to be taught project management, risk management so that they can do it well. And third, all faculty, all students needs to be taught soft skills program. That is one of the impediment for our students to get a good job and be competitive at the global stage. So these are some pain points. I have about 10 to 12 items. This is not the right time or topic to talk
I
about it.
understand. No,
Yes,
I
on
understand.
16th we'll cover everything in detail. So feel free to join in. That is we need to create a ecosystem where people are taking responsibility and getting it done rather than talk about it.
Yeah,
This has become a paper tiger. We all talk about NEP, we have done this and that. When you really go behind the scene, it's all hollow. It's all on the
that's
paper. Okay, next question, please.
thank you, sir. So, one more question from Professor Dr. Rajesh Jain.
Yeah.
Based on your first-hand experience of putting in efforts for national education policy implementation, what are the roadblocks in the way of its implementation? I think already covered Joy sir's question. So, if you want something more enlightenment, that is better here.
Yeah, so I think first point is the role of leadership. One, secondly, everybody trying to share some knowledge of a success and a failure, which is not in our culture, unfortunately. We want to be number one at the expense of putting everybody else down. That philosophy need to change. So if you have done something good as a higher education institute, you should be ready to share with others so people can leverage your success and don't fall in the trap for the failure. And of course, proper training is needed. And unfortunately, it's a helter-skelter approach, more like a shotgun approach. People do what they want to do out of a huge 66-page document put together by Dr. K. Kasurangan and his team. And if that thing is done well, and I'll cover more in detail on 16th of November at Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya. And those of you who are seriously interested should join that session. Next.
Yes, sir. Again, from Joy, sir, AI is changing rapidly. Changes are Changes are occurring. People with AI skills replace people without AI skills in the professional world. So by force, change will be implemented. What do you think about AI change?
Yeah, so my assessment is very simple. AI is a tool and an enabler, not everything. So unless you have the people who do the right thinking and do the proper strategy, AI is the one needed to implement it more effectively and efficiently. So don't use AI as a crutch. Use it appropriately. And particularly in the classes I teach at Northwestern for last 17 years on project management, my structure for the assessment is such they can't use AI. They need to use their practical experience in answering the questions the discussion posed. They read state-of-the-art articles and they have to do the summary, not the AI can do for it. So these are the ways I think we need to let our students think, not just depend on the tool blindly and don't understand the basic concept behind it. So AI is great. It's a wonderful tool to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness, but it's not the panacea. It's not everything at the end of the day. And we'll leave it the discussion at that point. So next item, please.
Yes, again from Joy sir, these key questions are in queue. It looks like 2009 surveys of survival companies info may not be appropriate for AI era. 7 AI companies totaling $21 trillion will survive, not in 2009 list.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I know your list based on 2009. Today is a total different list. NVIDIA, $3.5 trillion. I mean, nobody thought it 3 years ago, even. My point is, same thing. There are 7 companies, $21 trillion, and most of the countries' GDP. As a matter of fact, number 2 after US is those 7 companies. So they are not in your list even 2009. So you are saying it's correct. Change is happening very fast, rapidly, but who will survive? That we really don't know. People, if they don't adopt the change, it will not happen. And these
Agreed.
7 companies, AI company, they adopted AI, became a trillions of dollar market cap, and they are the who are winning. They got the money, and the people who with the AI skill, and it's gonna happen. It's happening already, even in India, Infosys and other companies. They are laying off the people because it's very simple. You need less people, efficiency improvement, and other thing. And in the professional world, even in our quality world, I'm giving a topic AI in a quality is going to reduce by 50% by 2030. So yes, it's going to be big change. And I agree with your change management strategy and the steps to be taken. It's a very, very clear that people need to understand. I'm at age 78. I'm learning about AI since last 3 months. So regardless of your age, or regardless where you are, you have to learn AI. Otherwise, AI will replace you. That will happen.
Yes. No, agree with all your comments. But the point is, we are forgetting one big thing, that is the talent we are losing.
Yes,
We need to figure out ways to employ them in appropriate ways so that they are not on the street. That
I
will
agree.
create a lot of unrest, and that's not good for the country like India. We already have a high unemployment.
Mhm.
We're not able to absorb all the youth which is coming out with their diploma and their degree. Its unemployment is growing. So these are the serious challenges we are facing, and NEP can show us the right way of doing it. Unfortunately, our leadership is still all sleeping on the wheel.
Yeah, it is really is
That's a sad
already.
story. Sad story. Okay, one last question before I run out of my time.
Yeah, so sir, we have three more questions. I will take through very quickly. So, Mr. Sitharam, I have one question. How should we integrate change management and with Michael Porter's five forces of marketing model to evaluate the competitive intensity and to ensure organizational excellence of any company? What are the current trends and challenges across the globe, according to your observation?
Yeah, I think the companies which Jaibai was mentioning, they are following something good, creating a new path by implementing the right strategy, stay ahead of the curve, beat the competition down the path, and succeed by engaging people. So if you look at people in the Silicon Valley, they are well taken care of. Their amenities are provided. Their focus is on getting things done. So if you look at the environment at Google and other companies, it's a tremendous intellectual capacity discussion going on even during the cafeteria time, lunch time, dinner time, etc. We need to embrace the model and create an ecosystem where we are allowing our people to flourish and give their input freely. And we need the leaders who are enlightened, which essentially opens up the untapped potential of the people. Currently, we are still on the command and control mode, except few companies like Tata's. At India scene, things are not that rosy. It looks good on the paper. Underneath, there is a issue. So we'll leave it at that, and we can have an offline discussion around this because it's a big subject. Okay, time for a close-up, please.
Sir, two questions are there, so I will take quickly. How Industry 4 will impact both change management and sustainability? This question is from our Ace to India section chair, Nital Bhai. So yeah.
Restate the question, first part, please.
Yes. How Industry 4 will impact both change management and sustainability?
Yeah, they all need to be integrated and work together because one is not without the other. Your Industry 4.0 requires sustainable change management and engaging all the people and doing the right thing at the right time. If you don't do it, it's just the structure you are following, but the heart is missing. Next item.
Yes. Then again from Professor Dr. Jain, unlike the Deming Award, why had the Baldrige Award not been considered for non-US companies?
That's by design. I think initially focus was to spur the productivity increase in US compared to Japan and Germany. That's how the award was perceived. It was initially funded by the US government at the taxpayer's expense, so it was limited to US. But keep in mind that all over the world, the model has been duplicated to suit their local requirements. So European Foundation for Quality Management, they have their award. Each of the countries have their own award and things like that. So people have taken on the concepts and expanded on it in their own way, which is good. Customization is always good. So the Baldrige is kept only for the US and US subsidiaries within the US territories.
Okay,
Okay,
so
yeah,
yes,
with
sir.
the
One last
so,
question that
uh,
from Jay sir again. Top 20 companies of 2025 US companies did not participate in Baldrige companies. Why?
That's
yeah,
okay. You don't have to answer that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Very, very briefly, Right now, the focus is in the healthcare organizations where Lean Six Sigma is very prevalent, and they are applying for Baldrige and having a big impact on them because it's matter of survival for the healthcare companies. Otherwise, they will go out of business. And a lot of other large corporations are not applying because one, they don't have the good leadership. Secondly, they are too busy making money by sunbound, so they don't see the need for change and improvement. Their time will come down the road when they will be going down the tube. So then they will realize, and it may be too late. So with that, I think let's close the comments here and wrap it up, please.
Yes, sir. Part of this, that all participants, even they have mentioned what key takeaway from this training. So I can take few that Sumit Sharma said the change is inevitable. Then Dr. Jain said adaptability for the change. Then another is the leaders should listen more, talk less. So this is really truly, I mean, it deliver with best on the subject. Then Monica Salunke said conviction, commitment needed to lead change. Sustenance of change is very important, followed by moving towards next level of following continual improvement process. Sumi Sharma said again. Then final is that the compliments is Manusar. It was very well conveyed. Adaptability is the way to go in future. Good leaders must listen more than they speak. Wise insights. So that's told by Satya. So this many things are here. So we can see that. So there is a truly a very good session take away from this training. All have participated very attentively. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Nital, you want to go and then I will go.
Yeah, okay. So thank you, everybody, for and first of all, thank you, Dr. Manu Vora, for your time. And really, it was your the way you have explained everything in just a short span of time, because this is a very long topic, but the way you have condensed it and delivered in this 45 minutes is really impressive. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Jay, for bringing Dr. Manu Vora in this series of symposium. Thank you all the participants and all the team members from ASQ's in India leadership team. We are looking forward to more such sessions in future. And just for we just missed this in the opening session, but I will just very quickly tell you, ASQ is a global community of the people who are passionate about quality and improvement, and we have around 40,000 members across 130 plus countries. And you can just visit asq.org for more details, and you will find a lot of details about ASQ and its activities. And once you become a member, you have a lot of access to the ASQ resources and a lot of programs, certification programs and free programs, conferences, books, and magazines. And also we have ASQ TV. And you can also use ASQ for finding jobs. And now in ASQ.org, we also have AI tool. It will be inbuilt only for quality professional, which is called Quincy. So you can ask any questions related to quality to Quincy, and it will answer your questions. So this is about ASQ India, ASQ, and ASQ India section is part of ASQ, and we do a lot of such programs every month for the members and non-members. Thank you.
Okay, thanks everyone. Our next month meeting is on November 15. Is about faster, better, and cheaper supply chain. And we're gonna also talk about AI, how can be implemented in supply chain. There is Edwin May, who is the professor and a director from the USA, will talk about that topic like Manu and myself. So it will be a very good topic. really in a supply chain are important for India. We want to make sure it's a streamline, apply the lean and AI. So that will be an important topic. With that in mind, let me take a picture. How can I, is there somebody from that open the video so we can take a picture of everybody?
Before taking virtual picture, I just want to cover some of the details what ASQ India does. So just a quick wrap up, and I think there is a token of appreciation to Dr. Vora as well on behalf of ASQ India section. So let's clap for Dr. Vora because it's such an insightful and wonderful session. I think one takeaway for me is definitely how resilient we work while driving the sustainability aspect. And likewise, I can see a lot of people have taken the pledge and commitment towards that.
Yes.
Great.
So this is small token of appreciation, Dr. Ora, for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much, Manu. Great job, as usual. And
Most
we'll,
welcome, Jai.
and we'll see you next week at ASQ Worcester, same topic.
Yes, Thursday.
Yes, noontime. So if you guys want to see this topic again, please just send me the email. We are repeating this topic in ASQ USA, Worcester section.
One more request to all the participants, if you can scan the QR code. Although your feedback it's been posted in the chat box, but I request on behalf of ASQ India section that if you can scan the QR code and share your feedback so that we will have more and more such sessions, and we will get geared to have the veteran industry players, and they will just share their thoughts and will continue for insightful discussions.
So if you
We-
can also 1 through 5, 5 being excellent, if you can give the number, just whatever number you can
Yeah.
give in a chat, everyone, that will be a quick survey. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. And I will take a photo now, everyone. Is anybody should display everybody's name and all that so I can take a picture? Okay. Thank you. More, you can open your video. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, meeting is adjourned.
Okay, thank you once again for
Thank you.
inviting me. It's a big topic. We all need to think and reflect on it and do our part. For specifically for NEP, I think each one of us should take the leadership and try to help
Yes.
the education community, K through 12, higher education institute, work with right people to get things going. Don't just sit on the sideline. Be an active player. Be the leader.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you again. Appreciate
Thank
the
you, sir.
comments. Okay.
Thank
Thank you. Many thanks.
Good evening and good night to all of you. And good
Thank
morning,
you.
Vijay Bhai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.